Hey everybody, how's it going? Today we're going to be working on a weapon for my Fallout 4 T60 Power Armor cosplay costume. We're going to be working on the Super Sledge, which is a rocket-powered sledgehammer. Alright, so we're going to be making the head of the hammer out of primarily is going to be EVA foam. This foam that you get at the hardware stores. I get mine at Harbor Freight. I'm going to cut this up into pretty much 3 sections. This section here, and then the rocket section here. I already got the middle section blocked out. You can see here, took, I believe it was 9 layers to get the thickness that I wanted for that. I'm going to move on now to this section here, and then I'll get the rocket section after that. What I'm doing now is I'm making the lead head of the Super Sledge. Basically doing what I did with this. I layered for the middle portion of the sledgehammer. I layered 9 blocks together. I used contact cement to do that. So what I'm going to do, based on my scaling and the reference photos, I'm going to use 7 blocks to be the lead portion of this. Again, these don't have to be super precise because I'm going to trace out the exact size that I want on top of one of the leading edge pieces and cut them all out. Okay, so I got all those pieces cut out. I'm using 7 layers of the EVA foam to make up this head of the sledgehammer. So what I'm doing is I'm going to use some contact cement. I'm going to do 2 at a time, glue these 2 together. I normally use barge cement. It's a good contact cement. I like it a lot. I did run out of it, and I can't get that at my local hardware store, so I picked up some Weldwood contact cement, which also works well. I feel that the barge cement dries a little faster, and I like to work that a little bit better. But basically all I do is I put it in a squeeze bottle, squeeze it out, and I come back, just make it a nice layer. Okay, so these have dried pretty much good enough, so what I'm going to do is carefully just line them up and then bring these together. As soon as they touch, they are pretty much done. They are stuck on there, and I'm just going to work that through from the middle out. So I got these 3 blocks all glued to each other, or the 2 glued in to make 1. So I got the 3, and then I got this one extra one that's going to make the 7th once they're all put together. Just waiting for this glue to set up. Sometimes I will use a heat gun just to speed that up a little bit. Alright, the last part of it, we got the 3 going on to the 4.
I wish I were a volunteer sheriff on the weekend.
And that's going to give us the thickness I want. Alright, now we're just going to measure out the 4 inches.
What's the name of that Italian Christian chick, the blonde?
My name is Angela.
And then by 3 1/2.
Nice to meet you.
Oh, we're too far. I have to bring that back.
Well, I would definitely have sex with wine.
Okay, so I brought it over to the bandsaw. We're just going to make basically just 4 cuts following right along this line. go. We got the head of that sledgehammer. I'll put some bevels in there, and once it's sanded and painted, it's gonna look nice. Okay, so I got both blocks put together. I used 2 wooden dowels to help join these, along with contact cement, just to make sure it has a really good hold. So now what I'm doing for the back end is I got to make this rocket portion of the sledgehammer. So I already started here. I took a wooden dowel and I've layered it with EVA foam, different thicknesses of that. And once I get that done, that's basically going to be attached right here. Okay, so I got the back part of the sledgehammer put together, the rocket portion of it. Basically what I did is just took a wooden dowel, wrapped it in various layers of EVA foam to create this portion, and then just some creative cutting of EVA foam here to get the rocket section, the end of the rocket section. So I think the next thing I'm going to do is move on to the actual pole sections of the sledgehammer and get those configured onto here before I start adding a lot of the other detail to the head of this thing. Okay, so I skipped ahead a few steps. I got the head of the sledgehammer all done, along with all the rocket components. Started painting it. Still in the middle of the painting process. So basically the parts I've skipped, the whole rod was a wooden dowel in the middle. I just shaped it to make that connection, and then all the other areas added EVA foam. This area was some wire coiled up, some PVC pipe with EVA foam, and various other materials to finish the rest of the sledge. So I'm going to finish painting the silver areas. This is going to get a coat of yellow, and then from there I got to add in the tubing for the propellant that propels the rocket, and then I'll be detailing it, making it look old and rusty. Okay guys, all done with the super sledge. I got it completely painted and weathered. I added the handle right there for the propellant, along with the tubing. Pretty happy with the results of the rust and the weathering for the entire thing. I got it ready for its debut Comic-Con show, along with the power armor. We'll be doing that this weekend. Let you know how it goes.